Hello, hello, hello. I'm cheating again. I'm cheating, for I'm talking about the new Queen, the Miracle box set. There it is. There's a picture of it. But I didn't buy it. Sorry. I streamed it because a lot of it is available via the streaming services. Indeed, this is a good thing. This is what we need. This is what we need to have happen. So yeah, again, if you watched my previous video, I thought that what they were asking was very, very expensive, and again, depends on where you shop. It was like 170 to 150. Though I've seen one place online where it's already up for sale for £125. But I'm not going to tell you where it is because that's cheeky, because I don't get any money out of it because I'm a money grabber. So I was like, I can't spend that much money on an album I don't particularly care for. Oh, don't get me wrong, I quite enjoyed it at the time. Again, 1989, I was there. After, again, it was it nearly 3 years from It's Kind of Magic to this. We was waiting for it. It's like, yeah, and again, it was normally, Queen, didn't have so much time between albums. I mean, you saw a bit, there was a bit of time between the works, and It's a Kind of Magic album, album. I'm thinking of Highlander because I watched it the other day, and because that's where the line comes from. When MacLeod rises from the dead, he tells the little girl who turns out to be his assistant, "It's a kind of magic," you see. So yeah, I remember waiting very, very patiently for the next album, and it came out, and of course the lead single, I Want It All, was a stonker. Enjoyed that. Don't care much for The Miracle. Invisible Man's fun, but probably goes on a bit too long. Breakthrough as the whole gospel beginning, which I don't care for, and Scandal, it's them having a go at the broadsheets, and seems totally irrelevant now in this age of social media. So those were the singles taken from the record. So for me, it's an album of bits of it are okay, and bits of it I don't really care for. I much prefer Innuendo. Remember, if you're going to have an innuendo, always have a big one. So I wasn't going to buy this one. I'm a bigger Queen fan than you, because I got this T-shirt, and that kind of makes me a bigger and better Queen fan than you. So yeah, I'm cheating. I didn't buy the box set, and there are certain things on the box set that I didn't hear, didn't see. Like there's a Blu-ray, with the videos and various material. Though I do believe I've seen the making of. There's a making of the Breakthrough and Miracle videos. I've seen bits of that in the past, and even the making of the Miracle album cover. I'm sure I saw that featured, because I use like a Quantel computer system to composite their faces, which at the time was absolutely futuristic. People now think, because you can do that with an app, I'm sure, on your phone, but back then it was a very important thing. So there are certain things here, like the interviews and the promo videos, that I'm not talking about. But there's the other stuff, the real meat and potatoes, the studio tracks, or the remixes, or the early versions. I can talk about that because I heard them. Well, first of all, you got the album again, and it's the Bob Ludwig, not Clear Mountain. Funny, it says Bob Clear Mountain, and there's also Bob Ludwig. It's the Bob Ludwig 2011 remaster, which is like, But again, I always see this as inferior, because back in the day, when we were young and had hair, if you had The Miracle on CD, there were 3 extra tracks. Hang On in there, Chinese Torture, and the Invisible Man 12-inch mix, because you probably, I don't know if you're familiar with this, if you're of a certain age, you'll remember that CDs were promoted and they put extra material on, so you buy the CD over the LP version. And so those tracks are, I think they're in here somewhere. I think they're on there somewhere. Yeah, they're on like the bonus disc, but they weren't. Do we need to do that? Do we need to do that? So yeah, the mix is the Bob Ludwig mix. So there's nothing new. There's not a new remix of this. There's no surround sound. It's the album. So you might as well skip through that and jump to CD2, the Miracle Sessions. Again, Party and Khashoggi's Ship are quite interesting to hear. Again, they do away with the electronic drums, percussion of the original mixes, and you have Taylor's original drums there, and it's a lot earthier. It's a more natural version. I quite prefer it. I quite like those edits. And there's like they have these in between these little bits of studio banter, and you go, is this real? I mean, they obviously did, but you get the feeling it's been tacked in to the discs to make it feel like it's a special thing. It's been, that's how I read it. I guess it's added value. And so that's what we go through. The Miracle's got an original edit of it with John Deacon's ending, which is, again, I don't like the Miracle. I don't like the way it ends. The Miracle always feels like two songs, disparate songs, super glued together, and again, is Deacon's original ending more natural to it? It's different. It's a bit out there. I can see why they may have issues with it, because it's, like I said, it's a little bit left field. But I don't know if, again, I'd have to listen to it a few times, because you've heard the song in its original format, it's hard to kind of let go of that. Again, even if it's a song I don't like, but yeah, you can see the editorial process going on, because I chose one ending over another. The Invisible Man early version with guide vocal, I think that appeared on the bonus disc of those anniversary reissues that were out in, God, when was it now? 2011? I think it was 2011. Again, I lose track of time. So that's already been out there. But you get some new ones when Love Breaks Up. That's a new thing I've not heard. Breakthrough, real drums and bass. Ping. That's my daughter texting me saying that the DT Club is on. So that's okay. I mean, again, if you like to see how the band put things together, you do get a little indication with these early demos and versions, but you also get to see how tight they are, because they're pretty rigid. Pretty. There's not a lot of change in these things. So yeah, you've got like demos of Rain Must Fall, original rough mix of Scandal, Was It All Worth It, original take. Which again, some of these, the lyrics are different. There's different vocal takes. It feels unfinished, mainly on the vocal performance side. And then we get some things that we haven't heard, like You Belong to Me, I Guess We're Falling Out, Dog with a Bone, Water, and the single Face It Alone. Now, this is why we're here. Everything's pinging. This is why we're here. It's this material that they found in a drawer and have blown the dust off. And does it warrant a box set? For it's these tracks that the whole box set has been constructed around. And for me, no. I don't think it is, I don't know. Again, this is for diehards. This is for somebody who really loves the record, and it didn't do anything for me. I listened to it and I went, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Disc 3 has all the B-sides and the offcuts from the various singles that were released at that period. Again, I've heard all of these because I bought them all at the time. I've got the 12-inch singles in the rack in the east wing of Lock Towers, so nothing new there for me. So, but yeah, you've got the single version of I Want It All, where they cut off the opening section. Hang On In There, like I said, which was originally on the Miracle CD edition. Breakthrough 12-inch version, Stealing B-side, Visible Man 12-inch mix, Hijack My Heart, Scandal 12-inch version. My Life Has Been Saved B-side, Stone Cold Crazy, which was live at the Rainbow, which again I think we've all heard a number of times now. My Melancholy Blues, which is live in Houston, and Chinese Torture, again, which was a bonus track on The Miracle. Again, nothing here for me, because remember, I am a bigger fan than you, because I was there and I bought the singles. So you can see what they've done. They've kind of just captured, and collated all the stuff that was released at the time, which is great if you weren't there. If you weren't there and you didn't get this stuff, extra value for me, but nothing for me. CD4 is for all those people who like to wear a chicken bucket on their head and mime in front of the mirror, because yes, these are the instrumental karaoke versions, and you get these. You can stream these, and you can sing along, and pretend you're in the band. Again, no use to me. No use to me. Other than you get to hear, without Freddie's voice in the mix, you do get to hear how these things are laid out a bit better. So yeah, on a production side of things, you get a bit more detail, because yeah, his voice dominates these songs. But again, that's if you're not into karaoke. If you're into karaoke, you got something to sing along to on a Friday night, with or without the booze. And then, like I say, disc 5, 6, I haven't seen, because you don't get that on streaming. That was the disc 5 is like the audio version of disc 6, where it's got interviews and whatnot. Didn't hear that, but again, a lot of this stuff I'm sure I've already been and experienced. Disc 6, the Blu-ray's got the promo videos for Want It All, Breakthrough, Visible Man, Scandal, Miracle. And the new one for Was It All Worth It? That's interesting. That's on YouTube at the moment, and I quite enjoyed that, because they created a whole new video for that. Now, when the album came out at the time, I thought it was their last album because of that last track, Was It All Worth It? Because there they are, looking back at their career in a more upbeat version, because they do it again on Innuendo. Was It All Worth It and The Show Must Go On are basically the same song with intent. The first one is a bit more, wistful, a bit more playful, a bit more humorous, and The Show Must Go On is, I'll face it with a grin, I'm never giving in. So, they're both, looking back on the career that they've had. So these are both very similar songs in terms of intent. Again, in the box set, you get the long lost original LP cut, which features Too Much Love Will Kill You slipped in, and like I said, those bonus tracks not on there because it's the LP and not the CD. So that's without all the ephemera. You get the 76-page booklet and the photo prints and the stuff that you'll lovingly look at once and then put back in the box and never look at again. So Darren, what do you really think? I think if you're a fan and you want to experience this, buy the double CD. There's a Miracle double CD edition where you get all those demos and offcuts and whatnot. Just get that. You're effectively buying it for one CD, but get that. I mean, really, they should have done a triple. It should have been a triple with the album, disc 2 of the session discs, and a third disc, with all the collated CD CD singles and 12-inch singles. Got to remember, they did have CD singles back then, because I had some of those as well. And I think they should have done that. But is it worth 160 quid? Hell no, unless you're an absolute mega fan. And I'm not here to tell you what to buy. That's for you to decide. I'm just here telling you what I'm going to do. But it's a peculiar thing, because The Miracle, I wouldn't say is one of their great albums. It's not a Night at the Opera. You can see why they did it with News of the World. because it's one of their great albums. Again, if they'd done this with the Works, I could have understood it, or even Innuendo, but we got this, and I think it's just really, it's an odd set to have, when you look at their career. And again, I think this is a band that's got again, if they go in the archive, they've got quite a great archive of material to look at. A lot of live material, but I'm sure there's alternate mixes of albums, and they could probably sit down and put together a really interesting box set that looks over their entirety of their career, in terms of like I say, demo recordings and different versions of things. And it would be nice if they did something like that, where if they're going to do a big box, at least fill it with things that there's a greater variety and a greater interest for people like me, So that's my opinion on the set. It's a real odd one. It's an oddity, and it's, like I say, it's constructed around a handful of tracks that they found in a drawer. This whole thing, that is the spoke on which this wheel revolves, and that's peculiar. And it's, I guess, a celebration of this record, but I don't get it, because it's the Miracle. It's not Innuendo. Innuendo's a more important record, and a much better record, and a consistent record. But that's just my opinion. You might like this record. You've got to say that, because people get upset in the comments and start crying and and calling the hitmen stand aside to come and take you out. Anyway, so that was my opinion, he said, on the Miracle box set. But it isn't, because I'm cheating. I just listened to the stuff that's available on streaming, which is the Miracle sessions and the alternate mixes, again, which I'd already heard. But I listened to them again, So I kind of listened to half the set, kind of. But this is where we're at now in the music business. Is these sets are getting more and more expensive, and if you look at it, there's less and less of material of interest to me. You might be interested, I'm not, and that's it. That's been my opinion. Sorry to witter on. I've gone on far too long. So yeah, I've been talking about the Miracle collector's edition box set, which has CDs and LPs and Blu-rays and DVDs and 76-page booklets and postcards and ephemera, And there you go. Like I said, if you look around, you can pick it up for about 125 quid at the moment, but you're going to have to look around. I'm not helping you, because I don't get any money out of this one. But I will put an affiliate link. Oh, wait a minute. There's there's an affiliate. If I put my affiliate link up to Amazon, they've got some up here for £121, and that's new. So you might, and they've got a used one for £142. So that's at the time of making this video. Go and click on the affiliate link. You might get yourself a bargain. Thank you for watching. This has been my review of the Miracle Collector's Edition box set, Cheater's Edition. Forgive me for cheating. And we'll do this all again soon. There's only one more thing of saying by now. You know what that is, and that is ta-da.